Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Darya Lisserman. I'm a local Chicago and Illinois suburb real estate agent. I have been working in Chicago as a realtor for over 19 years. I also live here. So today I have a new topic for us to talk about. I'm hanging out here in my car. I'm between showings. I'm in South Loop enjoying this beautiful day. It's the end of September, kind of October starting. It's absolutely lovely in Chicago. And I want to talk today about a conversation that's been coming up actually every year around this time. People ask, is it better for me to buy in the fall and winter? Do I get a better price on real estate than if I buy in the spring or summer? And I'd like to address that question because this question comes up a lot. So Chicago market is very cyclical. It's generally pretty much the same every single year. Everyone asks, is it different this year? It really has stayed the same. Our spring market is very, very active, and spring market things are selling pretty high. Most people do overpay a little bit in the spring market. There's a lot of inventory that comes out, really good inventory, and there's a lot of great selection in the spring. So if you want to be able to select the perfect home, the spring market is fantastic because you have a lot to choose from. But during that spring market, you have to be ready to pay a little higher. There's a lot of competition, a lot of buyers during that time. Everyone wants to buy in the spring, and you're very often in a multiple offer situation. Properties sell pretty quickly. So for a seller, this is a great time to put your property on the market. In the summer, things kind of slow down a little bit in Chicago, and then they pick up again in the fall. That's my experience about the Chicago market. And people often ask, they say, should I buy in the winter or fall? Is it going to be cheaper for me? The answer to that is it really depends. It depends if it's a new property that just hit the market, probably not very negotiable. If it's something fantastic, this property will sell very quickly. If it's a property that has been on the market for a while, like if someone put it on the market in the spring or the summer and it's just been sitting there, most of us right now, realtors, are discussing and talking to the sellers about possibly dropping the price because it has not sold. We want to try to get that sold before Thanksgiving. That would be ideal for us. So yes, on properties like that, there definitely could be more negotiable. There's two reasons why a property has not sold if it goes on the market in spring or summer. Number one, two more than two reasons actually. I apologize. Number one, maybe it's not updated enough. People tend to like more updated properties. Number two, it might be not in the right location, an ideal location for people. Or maybe it doesn't have great views. So it depends on where exactly it's located, and what kind of views it has and what floor it's on. Number three is it might be just overpriced. That's possible. Number four is maybe the owner is just really not very negotiable. Maybe he's gotten a bunch of offers, but he decided, these offers are just not good enough for me. I'm going to stay on the market and really find the right one. So those are the reasons. Usually properties that you see high market times on, those are usually the reasons why the properties have stayed on the market. And on those properties where it stayed on the market and it's been really it's been overpriced or it's not an ideal location, you can definitely negotiate on those. And if you are one of those buyers that are willing to do some work, or maybe you're one of those buyers that location is not very that important for you, you're willing to give on a few things, which is awesome. This is a good time for you to negotiate on properties, but you have to remember that you're buying a property that with high market times that other people kind of said no to, and you can definitely negotiate on that property. If you buy a property like that where it's been on the market, for 200 days, and you're like, oh, what will happen if I have to resell it? You know what? Our neighborhoods in Chicago change all the time. They become better. So just because you're buying a property that has been on the market for a while, that does not mean that you're going to lose money. It does not mean that this property will never sell. What it does mean is that maybe no one noticed that of this property right now, but you notice something, and maybe this gem property will do its thing for you in 5 years, and it will, you'll update it a little bit, the neighborhood will get better, and maybe you're actually gonna make 100 grand on it. So please don't let that scare you. So just because someone keeps passing the property up, but you found a gem that no one wants, maybe it is a gem. I've seen lots of people buy properties that have been on the market for a long time, and in 5-10 years they've sold it and they've made $100,000 to $200,000. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about in regards to our seasons here in Chicago. In the winter months, we do have properties that do close. December, I've had Thanksgiving closings, and winter properties are they'll sell if it just hits the market. It will definitely sell if it's a great property. Properties have stayed on the market. We do still sell. A lot of people say, hey, should I take my property for seller? Should I take my property off the market for Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa? Honestly, if I wouldn't. If you really want to, you can. If you're going to have a lot of families, but we do sell in the winter. The market is definitely slower, but if you're motivated to sell, then it should stay on the market, and you should allow it to really take its course. And there are buyers that are moving to Chicago or are looking in the winter. The only issue is showing in the winter. If you're selling a house, you definitely have to make sure that you mow, you snowplow when we have a horrible snowstorm, or that it does get a little messy as people are walking in and out of your house. As a realtor, I make sure that people wear booties and clean up after themselves, so we make sure we watch the weather, because it does get a little dirty and mushy inside homes during the time that we show. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and hope you found this helpful. I will leave my contact in this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me or email me anytime.